Today is November 7th. It has been a month since the war between Israel and Hamas has started. Yediot Achronot, main headline, Chodesh, a month, period. And their names of the ones who have been killed on October 7th. Hashabat ha'arura, the cursed Saturday. Gvurat ha'lochamim, the might of the fighters. Hanoflim shelo yeshuvu, the fallen that will not return. Hachatufim, the hostages that are counting each day in captivity of Hamas. Hahesegim, the achievements. Hanetina, the giving. Ha'otzma, the power. Hamedina, the country that her face has been changed forever. A month since October 7th, special edition. Haaretz newspaper also states the month. Chodesh beyedei Hamas, a month in the hands of Hamas. They're speaking about the captured, of course, that are still in captivity by Hamas, 240 people. So the first article in this newspaper reads, Hakishalon, the failure, Hagvura, the might, Hahesegim, the achievements, V'hashe'elot hakashot, and the hard questions. And there's an outline of many numbers, Hamilchama b'misparim, the war in numbers, about how many evacuees, how many soldiers, how many kidnapped, how many died, how much money, how much more, yes? Lots and lots of numbers. And they explain here in short sentences the series of events since October 7th until today. But one question that's raised here out of a few is how to keep the higher ranked intelligent officers in intelligence, right? Serving in the IDF and not leaving the IDF, as many do today, for the benefit of a higher salary in technology jobs outside of the IDF. The question is how to keep them in the IDF for our service. This headline reads, Ze'aka shel ima, the cry of a mother. Israel b'milchama, Israel is at war. Imahot layeladim b'shevi, mothers to children in captivity, are telling about their pain and their difficulty. And these are stories of mothers that are just, crying their pain and explaining how does this month even going by. And on each side there are lists, long lists of the people who are still in captivity. And some of them have not even given a sign of life yet. The next article is this, Halev rotze habayta, the heart that wants home. Israel b'milchama, Israel is in war. Hachaim hachadashim shel mefunim, the new life of the ones who have been evacuated. And this article is giving an example of two families, one evacuated from the north, bordering with Lebanon, the other evacuated from the south, bordering with Gaza. What have they been doing this last month? Where have they been staying? What are the feelings and how are the children? This next article is an opinion article about preserving the horror that happened on October 7th, preserving it in the memory as an antidote to denying it to the ones that are pro-Palestinian, saying that this really didn't even happen in such a terrible way. So they're suggesting to leave one burnt house in every village and settlement as a remembrance. This article is a negative article about the politics and the government here in Israel that are not taking responsibility according to the author. They're giving here quotes from the Prime Minister and others serving in the government that were needless, as they say, hitbatuyot miyutarot, needless sayings. And they wish that they did not say it. As I turn the page, we read a tragedy about Rose Lubin, that survived the horror on October 7th in the settlements around Gaza, it says. But yesterday, she was killed in a terror attack. Rose was a lone soldier that immigrated from Atlanta in the year 2021, and she immigrated in order to serve in the IDF in a fighting unit. May her memory be blessed. This article is about the shooting that is expanding in the northern border. Israel b'milchama, Israel is at war. Hayeri ma'atzafon mitrachev, the shooting from the north is expanding. And the chief of staff says, we will know, neda, lehagia, to get to everywhere in the Middle East. As akot, sirens have been heard for the first time in the krayot. And Hamas took responsibility over the shooting from Lebanon and later even Hezbollah shot. Now the Krayot is the lower part of the north of Israel, so that has been a new place, that is a new place where missiles are targeting. This is an article about the volunteers, and there's a play on word here. It says fields of volunteers, sadot shel mitnadvim. It's about the farmers that had to evacuate their settlements around Gaza, and the Thai workers as well left Israel, and some of them really lost some of their Thai friends. And moments before hachaklaut, before the farming, the local farming is crashing in Israel, hundreds of Israelis, me'ot Israelim tovim in good, hundreds of good Israelis, and they left everything and they came to volunteer in the farms and in the barns, and they helped minimize the crash. Okay, it says, the farmers says, without them, everything would have been rotten. They saved us, and everything has been done under fire. So this is Israel in many ways. You know, we feel as one family, especially in wartime. Politic disagreements, go to the side, and we help each other. Most Israelis are very happy to help each other, and the war is very, very much felt throughout the citizens. This is about the antisemitism, again in London and in France, while Biden gave a warm speech. It reads, "Hamanhigim letzidenu," the leaders are on our side. "Aval hashetach bo'er," but the land, they mean the European land, is burning. The next article reads, "Milchama al hanefesh," the war on the mental health. Israel b'milchama, Israel's at war. And it's speaking about the number of those who are turning to the psychiatric department has been dramatically increased. And according to this article, it says that it has increased, the number of applications have increased in 100%. So the health system is warning the crisis of the mental health is already here because there aren't enough social workers and psychiatrists. In the square, it says Chodesh, a month. Medina b'charada, a country in anxiety. This is about the crisis in education. So we see a crisis in mental health, in farming, and now education. Because schools are not completely open, some do not have enough of bomb shelters, safe rooms, some don't have enough psychologists at hand, and schools are not fully open, and the ones who are evacuated are not going to school. So the question that is raised here is the quality of this year, educational-wise. This is a sweet story about a volunteer that came 50 years ago to volunteer in Israel during the Yom Kippur War, 1974. 50 years later, she's here volunteering again as a nurse. So this is a first-hand look into the special edition of 1 month, summarizing 1 month of the war since October 7th. For more stories about this, go to allisrael.com and follow us on social media and YouTube. Please share with your friends to get the reality of what's going on in Israel out there where you are. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.